Hey everyone, ASF here, and welcome to the third devlog for my Goblin RPG game. If you're not familiar with my project, I'll link the last video somewhere on the screen now. At the end of that devlog, I made a small list of the things I wanted to work on next. That list included a hospital for the player to heal to full health, a saving and loading system, which I've worked on before, reworking the boss fight and the mini boss, and to start working with sequences to make a cutscene for the first boss, to just give it a little more life. Now, I like to do this thing where I make a nice list like this of things that I want to work on, and then over the next couple of weeks, I kind of work on something completely different. But this time around, I'm happy to say that I actually managed to stay on track for the most part. Alright, so far I had the starting zone, I had a couple of caves, and I have the dungeon. My idea is that once the player conquers the dungeon, they'll travel east through a cave and then pop out on the other side in a forest area. So I had to make this forest. Once I got the forest textures done, I went back and made some new enemies for the starting area. I had the pumpkin scarecrow, which I've worked on for a bit, but I finally got finalized. And then I made a fire wizard for the dungeon. After the new enemies, I spent a good bit of time reworking the first boss fight. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I think it's a satisfying way to finish the first dungeon off. I liked the general idea of the boss fight before, but I thought that it felt hard, but not in a satisfying way. He just chased after you, he was super fast, and he was really hard to beat. So to spice things up a little bit, every time the boss stomps on the ground, a few fireballs will come out. But to make this boss fight at all doable for the player, I slowed him down a little bit, and every couple of stomps he'll tire out, and that gives the player a big opening to swing. The last thing I tried to add to the boss fight was a cutscene, but I'm kind of inexperienced with using sequences and it's mega scuffed right now, so I'll have to keep working on it. And while we're talking about things that are mega scuffed, I also added or tried adding a store where you could purchase a bow, but I kind of ended up breaking the entire item system instead. So I'm gonna have to rework the store, rework the item system, probably make a keyring type thing, and maybe cross my fingers. Lastly, I fixed a couple bugs, like how you could get hit by an enemy as they're dying, and I also added these temporary indicators to show where the room entrances and exits are, because it wasn't always clear where to go. So what are my plans for next time? First, I need to polish up the caves and make it an actual experience and not just a few rooms that you walk through. So I'll be adding some more memorable enemies and maybe a boss fight, who knows? Second on the agenda will be finishing up the forest area and making it a whole zone as opposed to just one room. So it'll need a town, more enemies, and a plot. After that, I need to actually implement the saving and loading system that I said that I would do, but this shouldn't take me that long because I've done it before. Once all that's in place, I need to fix the item system and the store. So I'll probably have to add a keyring or something similar to that. All in all, I'm super stoked with the progress I've made with the GRPG, and I can't wait to show you all the next devlog. At that point, I feel like the game will be in a really good spot, and I feel like it'll actually be indicative of what the final product will feel like. So I'm super excited. Well, everyone, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here, and please leave a like to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. It actually helps my channel so much. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, consider subscribing. YouTube's been telling me that only like 15% of viewers subscribe, so please help me out. And lastly, if you want all the Goblin updates, follow us on Twitter @PartyGoblins. For now, that's all I have for you. I'm ASF, and I thank you for watching.